Hello, hello. I'm here. I'm live. Let me just have a wee look in here to make sure that it's playing. Hello and good morning to you. This is going to be an exciting one today. I'm looking forward to this today. Talking about going big, dreaming big, creating your own reality. We're talking about rewriting your life story. I've got some cool stuff to share with you, so very, very exciting. Now what I'm doing is I'm just checking in the group real quick to make sure that this is in fact actually working. Is it? This is me. Oh, hello. Hi Jen, how you doing, love? Hello, nice to finally catch up with you. Let me take this other one. Post. I'll deal with that other video afterwards. But hello, hello, hello. I'll just get my wee cup of tea here. Nice to have you here, Jen. Nice to have you joining. And I got your post earlier on that you saw, that you watched yesterday's and that you really liked it. So I'm excited to hear like what sort of went down for you with that, because that's really cool. Can you hear me and see me okay and stuff? I'm looking at myself in this in the computer. I don't want to like knock that off. We're cool. So today I am going to be talking about dreaming big. We're going to be talking about the creation process, so what it takes to actually bring your ideas into reality. We're going to be talking about what it takes to manifest, and it's all about writing your life story. So it's all about you deciding and you creating what it is you want in your life. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted, so I'm just reading this. I'm a bit scared and excited. You can do it, Jen. Go for it. Hello to the other viewers. I think I've got a couple on now, so just say hi if you're there, but I'm going to start anyway because it's recording. So I'm going to start and get into this. So just a quick note, a version of what I'm teaching you here, I have applied in my own life. I've applied it to my clients that I've worked with, to friends and family, and I just want to say this stuff really works. So I know that this is a free training. I know that you don't have to go and do this stuff, but you're here because you want to make a change. You're here because you want to create your own reality. You want to learn about this stuff. So take it from me that the real joy in this is actually applying it. Knowing something isn't enough. It's not enough to just conceptually know the principles, to know this stuff works, to have an awareness around it, because that's what I did for years and years. I just knew about it, but I never really took the time to apply it. And what I did is I took the action route. So I went out and tried to action my way towards my goals and through life. And when I look back at my own life, and when I look back at the results that, friends, clients, family, other people who have sort of achieved things in their life, but for me personally, the things that came to me that were the most joyful, the things that happened that had the biggest impact in my life, I didn't actually know that that's what I wanted, right? Does that make sense? I didn't know that. I didn't set the goal to do that and then achieve it. Like, that's not how it worked. And I'm going to give you some examples. So there's something to be said for goal setting, right? I think goal setting is really good, and what we're going to do today is define your desires. So we are going to talk about, what it is you really want. But I feel like your desires and your goals are really just the first step to get you moving and to help to motivate you to bring this stuff into reality. Because actually what's going to keep you going is the journey. What the joy is in the journey. The joy is in getting from A to B. The joy is not in, I want a new job, a new car, or a new man, whatever it is, and then poof, there they are the next day. Because how boring would life be if a painter or someone who sculpted clay just decided that they were going to sculpt a certain type of thing, and then poof, there it was. They didn't actually have to do the work. They didn't have to go through that creative process. Do you know what I'm saying? And within that creative process, there's always going to be shifts, there's going to be twists and turns, there's going to be times where you're taking a little bit off track. And I didn't really, looking back on things that I've achieved, the things that I achieved that were the best and the biggest and the most, rewarding for me, I never actually knew that I really wanted those things. It wasn't something that, from when I was a little girl, I dreamed of this thing. So just to tell you a little bit what I'm talking about, to give you some examples, when I was younger, I decided that I wanted to get fit after I had my first child, and I took up pole dancing. And I had never really thought about pole dancing before. It was not really a desire. I was just like, okay, I'm going to try pole dancing because it looks really fun. So I went to my first class, and I was very, very timid, and I was very scared. I didn't want to take my feet off the ground, and everyone else was doing all these amazing tricks and stuff, and I was like, oh. But what happened is something within me just really, really loved everything about it. It just resonated with me. I loved the empowerment feeling. I could actually see myself in my mind's eye doing all these tricks, doing all these spins, looking and feeling a certain way. And I just decided, I made a commitment there and then. I was like, I'm gonna do that. And it was like a really firm commitment. And that's all that I really needed. All I needed was that firm commitment, like, I'm gonna do this. This is happening. And what happened from there onwards was just a series of events. So it was just like, when my friend and I ended up getting a pole, we put it in my house, we practiced constantly. None of this was planned and mapped out. We practiced constantly, and then within a few months, I got really good and I lost tons of weight. And then it just came to me like, I'm going to teach other people how to do this. So, I had some people asking, like, how are you losing weight and what's that about? And I just decided I'm going to teach people how to do this. And then that ended up going on to having classes all over, like Ayrshire where I stay, and then some in Glasgow. So that just expanded. And then from there, the same thing with I also hula hoop or hoop dance. I don't know if you've ever been on my Instagram, but you'll see some hoop dancing. And I'm not saying all this for it to be about me. I'm just giving you some examples because I want you to look back on your life as well and say, okay, where has this happened in my life and what has the creative process been? Right? Because what happens is we put a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and we put a lot of sort of like self-doubt, fear, and all that sort of stuff into our desires and what we're trying to create. So for me, then I went on to the same thing with hoop dancing, hula hooping. I saw someone hoop dancing and I went, I'm going to do that. And there was like a firm final decision, like, I'm going to do that. And there wasn't really like a shred of doubt. There wasn't really like it was basically a non-negotiable. I understood that if I just practiced day in, day out, that at some point soon I would be at that level of hoop dancing. And if you don't know what hoop dancing is, go and Google it because it's really cool. And then again from there, so then I started hoop dancing, and what happened is I was teaching that in my classes, but then I got a bit burnt out with my classes. So I started, I had kids at the time and I was feeling really tired, and that created contrast. So this is another part of the creative process, contrast. So this is Abraham Hicks. This is how she describes it. Again, I really love Abraham Hicks. You should definitely go and check her out. But she describes contrast as through living your life, you're experiencing things that you don't want. So you're experiencing things that cause pain, they cause sadness, they cause, a feeling of, I really don't want this to happen in my life. And at the exact same time as that's being created, the complete opposite is being created as well. So you've essentially, she calls it launching a rocket of desire, right? But essentially you have created a desire for the complete opposite, right? So to give you an example, how to apply this to my life, like I got burnt out teaching classes. I got really burnt out teaching classes, and I thought to myself, gosh, this is a lot of hard work, like I'm really tired all the time, I've kind of lost the love for it a little bit. And then I had the strong desire to scale somehow. I knew that from being so burnt out that I really needed more time back. So from then it was a question, oh sorry, I've got my nose. From then it was a question of, okay, so what do I need to do to get this time back? So the question was there, but it wasn't there in a way where I had to struggle and strain. I wasn't like, you know, desperate to find the answer today. And then one thing led to another, and I came across online business. Now this is back in, I think it was it might have been 2010, 2011. And I came across online business, and I came across the concept of online courses, online programs, membership sites. And that was the answer to my question, which was, I'm burnt out. How do I leverage? How do I do this better? Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Are you with me? If you're with me, say yes. I know I've kind of dove head first into this, but I just want to explain this to you because it's really, really powerful. Give me a yes that you're understanding this if you're there. If you're with me here. And I'll have a wee drink of tea. Jen, we need to catch up soon. Jen is a friend of mine. She's a very, very good friend. We had babies at the same time, and we were actually in hospital together on the same ward. And we were in hospital, we'd just given birth to our babies, and Jen's had to stay in a little bit longer, and she'd come down. Jen come down with her baby and seen me with my baby, and we were like, ah, because we were in the same ward. It was really funny. Right, okay, Jen's getting it. IK, repeat, yes, I will, because this concept took me a little while to get, but once you get it, it's like all of a sudden life just falls into place. You're just like, ah. And also I've got a little bit more to say on it as well. So I'll repeat it, right? The contrast that you live, and by contrast I mean, let's just say what it is, it's shitty times, right? Hi Kaylee, how you doing, love? The shitty times that you live, the things that happen in your life where you're like, oh, you know, that's, you know, like maybe you go through a really bad breakup, maybe you end up with no money, maybe you are burnt out, maybe, like, I know you, IK, because you said yesterday that you're in this space where you feel dampened, you don't feel like you're, you know, really living up to what you should be doing, and, you know, like it's basically not where you want to be. So then the question is, what is the opposite of that? What is that contrast that you're living right now, that thing that you don't want? What is that actually, the flip coin of that? Well, then what do you want, right? What is it you do want? And what happens when you're creating your own reality is so often we live contrast, we live these shitty things that happen to us and we don't let it go. We keep repeating the same thoughts about it, the same feelings. I mean, we can keep something alive for years and years and years. And this is true for things like breakups, for, you know, divorces. If you've been really hurt in the past, it's really easy, you know, maybe you've been burned in business or something that's created fear, it's created a feeling of unworthiness, something like that, where you've just focused a lot on that, but you've never really taken the time to go, well, hold on a minute, this is actually what I really want. You know, the flip side of this is, okay, I don't want to be in this environment where I feel like I'm, you know, dampened and dulled and I can't be creative. What I actually want is this. And we can define that. So if you've got a little pen and paper there right now, this is something we're going to do right now. So get a wee pen and paper, and I want you to write down the thing in your life right now that you want to change. So the thing in your life that is bothering you, that keeps repeating, that you want to change, that you're just like, I'm so fed up with this, I'm so ready for a change. Write that down, and if you can, post it in here, because I can help you with this process. If you can, post it below. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over to the other side. So going back to what I was telling you about, I had the strong desire, because I was burnt out with my classes, to have leverage and to have a way of working where I wasn't putting in so much time and effort. But I didn't strangle it. I wasn't like, you know, desperately seeking a solution. I just kind of put it out there and let it go. And then I was led to online business. So I started creating classes, online YouTube tutorials, online classes. I set up an online program, and I went down that route. And honestly, from then, I've never looked back. That's taken me on the journey to sitting here right now. and within that, so just to explain a little bit further, what happened was I didn't make enough money from doing it the way that I had started, which was a really low-end program. I think I charged like $40. I didn't have really a lot of knowledge about how to launch online businesses or anything like that. So it bombed, it didn't go that well at first. But that contrast, right, that shitty thing happening to me, I spent a lot of time and energy setting up this online business, setting up all my classes, filming tutorials around hula hooping, and really, really excited about it. And basically it just kind of went and bombed. So I spent like a day in bed crying over that, because I was just like, oh, you know, I thought this was it kind of thing. And but what that did was it gave me that strong desire, like, right, so that didn't work, so what has worked in my life, right? What do I want? What is it that I want in my life? Okay, I want to be making money from my business because I've just put in a lot of time and effort. So from there, I went on to got into coaching, studied a lot about coaching, worked with a lot of coaches, really got educated in that, and then launched my coaching business. Okay, here we go. And I'll tell you what happens next in a second. Because what I want you to do as well is, we're going to do this wee exercise as well, I want you to look back in your life at how this has happened to you. Right, Kaylee, you want to change your money situation. Hilary, I want to stop feeling stuck, get out there and have confidence to do readings. Good. So Kaylee, you want to change your money situation. So for you, do you have like an idea of, can you be a little bit more specific? Like, do you have an idea of like how much you want to earn? Do you know, like, you know, as it came clearly to you, like, I really want this, I really want to earn this, this and this, you know, doing this, this and this, and has it become that clear to you yet? Hilary, I want to stop feeling stuck and get out there and have confidence to do readings. So that's good. So you want to stop feeling stuck and get out there and have confidence. So you've kind of done both in that sentence there. You've kind of said what the contrast is. You want to stop feeling stuck. You currently feel stuck. And what you want is you want to put yourself out there to have the confidence to do readings, right? And here's the thing. Everything is in the present moment. So whatever you're saying and thinking in this moment is actually creating what happens in the next, and the next, and the next. And like I was telling you yesterday, like I woke up one morning and had this revelation where I was like, oh, wait a minute, I can actually create what I want. I can actually be the person who is strong, confident, who's empowered, who has a successful business, who has all these things that I actually want in my life, but I need to create that through the way that I'm thinking. I can't keep reliving the past and expect my future to change. Like, it doesn't work like that. A regular income of 2k a month. Goals. Awesome. Right? So when we're talking about creating and we're talking about bringing what you want into your reality now and creating results from the inside out, this really is about you deciding that tomorrow morning when you wake up, you're not going to say, I want 2k a month, right? You're not going to say, I want to have the confidence, I want to get unstuck. And I know that, you know, I asked you to say this, and I'm glad that you've put it out there. IK, you want to take a leap of faith in yourself and start up your own venture at what I'm good at. I love it. You're not going to get up tomorrow and say, I want. You're going to get up tomorrow and say, I am, right? you're going to start affirming this in the present moment. You're going to start saying, I am a Kaylee, I am a successful artist who makes 2,000 consistently every month. Hilary, I am a confident medium who gives amazing, insightful readings. And IK, I remember you saying yesterday that about the creative environment and the creative people, so you just have to affirm in the now, I have everything I need right now to make this my reality. You know, you can say, I am the owner, right? Here's a better one. I am the owner of a creative learning environment with creative people, with people who I love to work with. Because as long as you're saying, I want, actually your wording, and it's very subtle, but it matters. What it's saying is that this thing is away in the future and it's away outside of the present moment. But actually everything you want exists right now. It's and this is a little bit of a mind bender, right? But this is kind of where I'm taking you to with the whole contrast thing. And this will probably take a day to sink in, right? Because it does kind of blow your mind a little bit. But I believe so strongly. At first I thought this was just a nice idea. I was like, oh, that's a really nice idea. This is really comforting. Until I started seeing this in my own life. And I'll tell you about this because it's really cool. When, at the same time when we create our contrast, right? Or when we live our contrast. So when we've had something really shitty happen to us, in that moment we say, I never want to experience this. I'm so sick of this. At the exact same time, you have created the opposite of that in a vibrational reality, right? Almost like this opposite reality. There's a law of polarity in this universe which says that there is no front without the back. There is no hot without cold, light and dark, day and night. You know, there's many, many examples. We live in a world of polarity. There's always the two sides to every coin, right? So at the same time as you experience your contrast, you also have there everything you need, the resources. Actually, it's already been done. It's been created, the thing that you want. And we can define it with our words, right? But this is built up over time. Every time just a subtle things happen to you where you've been like, oh, that person's not that nice, you know, that you've had an argument, someone's been bad to you, you know, you've felt guilty. At the exact same time, you've put into this other flip side of the coin, I want better relationships, I want more money, or, you know, actually not I have better relationships, I have better money, I have people who I love to work with, I have a massive business, I have, you know, whatever it is that you desire. And you've not actually had to do anything about that. You've not had to struggle your way through that. You've already lived that. It's already been created. But what we do, what most 99.9% of the population, what we do is we focus on the now, like what we don't want. So we're very focused in the present reality. We're very focused in, oh, I don't have the money, I wish, why is this not happening? You know, we look around ourselves and we say, this is the truth. When actually it's not the truth. Actually what it is it's a creation from something you've been thinking yesterday, the day before, the day before, the day before. And to start putting you on the flip side of the coin, tomorrow morning you're going to get up and you're going to start focusing on the things that you want. The things that you have already created. The things that, when you can really get this, like, it's done. It's there. You don't have to do anything really other than just believe that it's done and affirm that you are that person. And what will happen is in the next 30 days, the manifestation, right, evidence of your new thought process, your new feelings of worthiness, of alignment, of it being done, will come to you. It will start showing up. Synchronicities, people talking about it. Maybe you'll get a new client, maybe something will come into your awareness or into your mind. Because what you're doing is you're putting yourself in the emotional state where you're receptive to what's calling you on this flip side of the coin. All these desires that you've built up over time are over here, and it's calling you and it's leading you on the path. But you're staying stuck over here because you keep worrying and thinking and being really involved in your current reality. And when I was telling you yesterday about when I really hit my own rock bottom, effectively what got me out of that place where I had no money, I had no, my partner had just left, and I was just in a really horrible, anxious place, is I put the blinkers on, and I just really, really focused on creating this new reality that I wanted. I really did. Just stopped thinking about, stopped talking about, stopped mentioning and giving so much energy to the things in my life that weren't going well, that I didn't want. And I just started having a singular focus on, but actually, I am like a successful business owner. I do have all these clients there, because every time I've had a client in the past who maybe didn't sign on, every time maybe did something that I've always had good clients, to be honest, but you know what I'm saying, every time I had a no from a client or something, or someone, a sales call, I've put into this other reality or this other vibrational place someone who says yes, someone who's amazing, someone who's an ideal, perfectly aligned client. I'm perfect to work with them and they're perfect to work with me. Does this make sense? Like let me know, because I know this is like out there stuff. But if anything, the reason to do this is purely because it makes you feel amazing. Why would you not tell yourself that you're a beautiful, strong, successful, confident person, outside of the fact that yes, you'll get all the things that you want, but why would you not just start telling yourself that right now? Why would you not just start telling yourself that you're prosperous, you're abundant, you have the ability to create money on demand, you are a divine being, there is like a 1 in 4 trillion chance of you even being here on earth at this time? Like, why would you not just start telling yourself that? So let me know here. So I've done the work, I've done a version of this work with friends, with clients, with myself. So for me, I went on to create £10,000 months within my coaching business. I also, I was taking on clients at a higher end package because I built up that belief in myself. I was working with someone who attracted Jack Canfield onto their tele summit, and they got their first client who paid in full. Jen, who's on the line here, I don't know if you're still with us, Jen, but we did some version of this. Jen was living, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, Jen. She was living in somewhere that she wasn't that happy with, and we had a conversation around it, and she did the work to then move into a new house that's much more high vibe, much more heart, very, very quickly. I mean, she really did. This was in the space of like a month or something. Someone else I was working with was single for 6-7 years, and then within 9 weeks met someone and moved in. They moved in together, they're still together. Who else? A client was making £100 a month, and then she makes £15,000 months now. So this stuff works, right? This works. And outside of the material stuff, what happens is you just feel better. Like, just every day you start radiating this sort of confidence, this aura of like, it's you start having this sort of attraction type aura where you're just in flow, you're just trusting, you know that it's done, like what you want is done, and your sole purpose is to align your thoughts and your beliefs with those things. And this is what I spoke about yesterday, is I've created affirmations for you which are going to support you, because I know that it can be a little bit like, in the beginning you can be a little bit like, well, I don't know where to start with this, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I have actually created 60 affirmations, and I wanted to wait until today to give you the reason why they're so powerful before I gave them to you. And I created these affirmations throughout the time of you know, being at rock bottom effectively, and how I felt about myself and what was going on around me, to really building my life back up to now I'm on purpose, I'm on point. I feel like passionate every day about what I'm doing. I don't feel scared to take leaps because I understand that it's done. There are no wrong choices. Everything, as long as I keep my thoughts and my feelings aligned to what I want, and I just keep following the impulses that I get, there are no wrong choices. Like, I'm going to be led to what I want one way or another. And I want to say the same for you as well. So earlier on, you wrote down what you wanted, right? You wrote down that you wanted to have more money, you wanted to take a leap in faith in yourself, you wanted to, oh, Jen's away, you know, you wanted to take a leap of faith in yourself. There were certain things that you wanted to do. So now what I want you to do is write down your affirmative statement in the now, right? I am, I have. Write that down. And what you're going to do is you're going to focus on this alone. You're not going to slip back into the I wish, I want, and struggle and strive to get there. You're going to say, I am, I have, you know, write out a sentence, and you're going to focus on it, and then you're going to just relax. You're going to just relax today. Relax, you're going to start having a bit more fun, and you're going to just wait for these inspired downloads, the impulses to come to you, and the synchronicities to happen. Watch out today, tomorrow, for the next week for, honestly, like, things that will probably be like, oh my goodness, this is like really weird, happening to you, because it's in your awareness now. The universe starts responding very, very quickly. So write that out and let me know below what your affirmative statement is. Okay, what else have I got here? Now, the other thing that I want to mention with this is, in this creative process as well, you're not, because what you desire is already done, right? And it's done so much bigger, and it's so much more than you could ever, from your human sort of perception, create. Because think about in your past, when you've ever received something, when something amazing's happened to you, I bet you didn't try and create that. I bet you didn't go out there, you know, even if you're married, or if you're with, you know, a partner or something, like, I bet you didn't decide, like, oh, I'm going to make sure that on this certain date I have created this person, I've met them. You know, it just came to you. It just happened. And yes, you might have had the desire for a relationship, and you might have had the desire, or maybe you didn't. You know, maybe at the time you were quite content and happy where you were in your life, and then you met someone. But the point being that you didn't sort of say, right, on this day, at this time, and they need to be like this, and this, and really try and define every single thing about it, because the universe has so much bigger and better planned for you through what you've created in all your life experience. Every time you've had a guy treat you like crap, and you've went into this vibrational reality, which is a better relationship, someone, specific details, someone who has this personality trait, you know, someone who, you know, buys me gifts, flowers, you know, whatever it is, over time that's been put in there, and it's, I think it was past 27 minutes. Oh, what does that mean? What do you mean, Ike? You can't get me past 27 minutes. Do you mean like you don't understand, or is the reception not great? What is it you mean? So this takes a little bit of sort of a little bit of settling in, and a little bit of like, okay, this is new, you know, to give it a day to sort of muster, if you like, and then you'll probably wake up tomorrow, and if you do your I am statement, like, today I'm not going to focus on what I don't have, I'm going to focus on what has already created and what I'm creating effectively in the now, right? So you're telling yourself, now I have this, now this is done. And listen, dream big, because when something really excites and thrills you, that's the joy, like that's the creative process. When you see something and you go, you know, you believe it in yourself, like, I'm going to do that. Like, there's this definite belief, like, I'm going to do that. This is happening. And then you just start pointing your thoughts and your beliefs to become an alignment with that which you've already created, you know, in vibration. Once you start turning your thoughts that way, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Limitless opportunities, limitless adventures, things that you never even thought were available for you become available for you. And I've seen it time and time again. You know, like I said, some of the people that I've worked with, it's been like almost like a miracle. They've been so stuck for so long, and then what happens is there's just a slight shift in their mindset and a slight realization of, wait a minute, that it doesn't have to be this way. I can have whatever I want because I'm choosing it. I choose to do it, and then hey ho, it happens. So it's very, very powerful. So what I want you to do is I want you to get, I mean, if you can't post it here just now, fine. If you're watching the replay, that's fine. But get this affirmation written out of the present reality. Like, I have, you know, I am a successful business owner with, and make it specific. I have £2,000 a month that comes to me easily and effortlessly, working with clients that I absolutely love. And write down those affirmations. And effectively, you know, you can do this in as many different areas of your life as you feel that there's things not working out, that there's contrast. So if there's relationships, you can talk about things, you know, I am in a healthy, loving relationship with my soulmate. You can start putting that now. And another thing that I want to add to this as well is that when you start feeling better about yourself, you start attracting better things towards yourself. So it's good as well to add in your affirmations about yourself, like, I am strong, I am capable, I am confident, I am able to do this, I am here for a 1 in 4 trillion chance, you know, like, my life is a miracle, I am a miracle. Start really telling yourself these things and believe it, because it's true. It is absolutely true. And this is the spiritual work. I mean, there is a saying that is, we are not physical beings having a spiritual experience, but we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And, you know, there's more and more evidence and proof and stuff coming out now that's actually supporting that statement. And I fully, fully believe it. So the physical plane that we're on, and we are in a physical world, which means we should have physical things. Like, I'm not the type of spiritual person where I'm like going to go and meditate on a hilltop and never want or desire any physical things. Like, I want to have lots of stuff, and I want to have a business that's running, that's, you know, high vibe, that's impacting thousands, if not millions of people all over the world. There's things physically that I want to create, and the way I see it is that we're spiritual beings. We create through our thoughts and through our feelings by focusing on what it is that we want. So when I take it back to when I was learning pole dancing, I really just had my mindset on, I'm going to do that. Like, I seen a girl who I thought looked so beautiful, so graceful. She was doing all these amazing moves, and I just was like, I'm going to do that. Like, I want to be able to do that. And I just focused on it. I didn't ever doubt whether I was going to be able to do it or not. I just focused. And in a very short period of time, it was between 3 and 6 months, I was at the level that she was at, and then I began teaching classes. So, you know, think back to your own life in a time where you have achieved something, you've thought, I really want that, and you've not doubted yourself, you've not thought about, oh, but what if, and you've just went full pelt because you've focused all your time and energy on, I'm going to do this, I believe it, I know it, there's not a shred of doubt within me right now that this is going to happen, and you've just went for it, and things unfold. So, you know, you don't have to be looking out for opportunities. Just relax, have more fun, be kind to yourself, do more things that feel good, and allow these impulses and these insights to come to you, like, oh, I'm going to go phone this person. Oh, I think I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to go do that. And that's how the process works. You just keep taking these incremental steps on a path that's fun, that's joyful, that makes you feel good. And before you know it, you're there. You know, before you know it, it's done. And so the biggest point I want to say to you today is stop focusing on the reasons why it can't work and start focusing on all the reasons why it will, and all the ways that you are worthy, deserving, that you have, you know, evidence in your life that you've done it before. And really, it's really just don't make it a big deal. When you can when you can make these big things that you want to create small, it doesn't become such a big deal when you're going after them, when you're manifesting them, because the creative process is the same regardless if you're going to build, you know, if you're going to manifest £10 or £10 million, the creative process is the same. The only difference is you believe that you can have £10 more than you can have 10 million. But if you believe that you could have 10 million, then you would be able to manifest that as easily as manifesting £10. Does that make sense? Because how much more resistance do you have around the 10 million? I mean, you just don't believe it. So the point is, and Kaylee, I don't know if you're still with me, but I want to speak to you on this. Do you believe that you can have £2,000 a month? And by the way, you know, beyond that, well beyond £2,000 a month. Do you believe that this is available for you, or are you actually in this place where you're still like, oh, it's not working, it's not happening, I don't really know, you know, like how's it going to happen? The how's not your job. The how is none of your business. What is your business is the creative process, which is creating the environment, the state of mind to receive that type of money, to receive the insights. That's what's important, you know. And honestly, the only reason that we want anything in this lifetime is because we think that we're going to be happier with it. We think that once you think, Kaylee, that once you have this £2,000, that you're going to feel a certain way, that you're going to be a certain way. Right, there you go then, Kaylee. Yes, I love it. Yay. You're like, not 2,000, 3,000. Exactly. So the only reason that you think the only reason you want this stuff is because you think that you're going to feel better having it. But you can feel better now. This was huge for me when I had no money for months and months and months, and then I switched my thinking, and then something like a week later, it might have been sooner than that, it was within a week, I got deposited £1,100 totally out of the blue, and I've lost my train of thought now. Oh yeah, what happened was I just decided to be happy now. I just decided, like, you know what, yeah, all these shitty things are happening to me, yes, or you know, I've created all these shitty things, I should change, you know, yes, I am living this right now, but that doesn't mean that my circumstances need to control how I feel. I control how I feel, and I choose to feel abundant and prosperous regardless of what my bank account says. Regardless, because I know I have the ability to make money. I've done it before, you know. I've manifested, you know, thousands and thousands of pounds. I've just done it recently as well. Like, it's easy to make money. Money is the easiest thing in the world to make. Money is not what you think you want. What you want is the feeling that money is going to give you. Money is just a physical thing. It doesn't actually. It's not that you want, it's the feeling of freedom, the feeling of abundance, the feeling of being supported. That's what you want. But you can have that now by choosing it, and then when you do tune into it right now, you're actually in alignment with more of it coming in. So you're putting yourself in that receptive state of mind for the impulses, the steps, the action items that you need to take that are going to lead you onto this. And trust me, miracles occur. It's not actually miracles, it's just the universe working, but to us it seems like miracles. It does, it occurs. But you need to choose to feel abundant. You need to choose to feel supported and worthy and capable first now, you know. And when the man that I was with, when he left, you know, I was absolutely heartbroken, and the same thing clicked to me. I was like, well, you know what? I don't actually need him to feel a certain way. Like, he was just a catalyst for me to feel in love. But I can feel in love with my kids. I can feel in love with my dog. I can feel in love with myself. There are plenty of other sources where I can feel in love. And I don't actually need him to access that feeling. And the funny thing is that when you do access that feeling, just to repeat this again, the universe rushes everything you want to you. It just starts coming. Because you've changed your vibration. You're now in alignment with what you're asking for, rather than the opposite of it. Does that make sense? Because I feel like we're having a bit of a breakthrough. I feel like I'm having a bit of my own breakthrough here. No, but it's true. It's true. And a lot of people say to me, oh, you seem so happy, you seem so upbeat and, you know, like, you're confident. A lot of people say I seem confident, and I'm like, you know, I choose it regardless of what's happening around me, because my circumstances don't control me. I create them through how I feel. Like, I'm not going to let the person who was rude to me outside ruin my day. Hell no. You know, I'm not going to let the circumstances in my life control how I feel. Never. And I did for a long, long time. And guess what? I got myself in a hole. So, like, Ike, I hope you're back. I hope you're managing to tune in. I don't know if it's my reception or yours, if it's cutting off. But for you, how do you want to feel? Like, what are you going to feel like once you have this creative space, once you have these people? Like, how are you going to feel? You know, just to, like, tune into that. You know, what I'm getting from it is that you're going to feel like there's momentum in your life. Like, you know, there's a feeling of momentum of things happening. And, you know, if you're there, type it in. But this is just kind of what I'm getting of it. You know, there's a feeling of momentum of things happening. There's a feeling of success. There's a feeling of freedom and having your own freedom of creative abilities, you know, choices, this type of thing. Am I right? If you're watching on the replay, Ike, if you're not managing to catch this, let me know. Because what I want to say to you is those feelings are available to you right now in other areas of your life. You know, you have freedom of thought, you have freedom of speech. And I know these seem like very minuscule things, but it's something to take, yeah, I thought that Ike, it's something to take note of. Like, we can get into a space of feeling lackful, of feeling trapped, of feeling like we don't have what we want. And there's a saying that says, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So what happens is this starts seeping into other areas of your life. If you feel lackful in one place, you start noticing it in every other areas of your life. All of a sudden you're lacking time, you're lacking creativity, you're lacking motivation, you're lacking money, you're lacking freedom. You know, it really is like a disease. It starts spreading. But the opposite is true as well. When you start deciding, well, wait a minute, there are things in my life that give me the feeling of freedom. There are things in my life that make me feel abundant. That starts spreading to the other areas of your life as well. And if you just do this mindset work for as little as a week, but 30 days, definitely, you can completely transform your whole world in 30 days. And in 90 days, people will start saying to you, like, you know, who is this person? Like, you've completely changed. And it is just that when the momentum starts going towards the things that you want and how you want to feel, the universe responds, and it responds quickly. And you know, things start occurring in your life. You have more reasons to feel happy, to feel grateful. You start seeing evidence of freedom. You know, one for me is I wanted to feel supported. For a long time I was like, I have no support. You know, I'm a single parent with 3 kids and I wanted to feel supported. And then just by chance, although it's not by chance, but it feels by chance because it's like always like really, really exciting. You know, I went to this entrepreneurial meetup group and we happened to be getting on the same train, and he was there as well, and it turned out that this man who I was talking to lived 2 doors away from me. Now at the time I wasn't thinking to myself, oh, support, you know, this is the answer to support, right? At the time it was nothing, it was just, oh, hello, how are you? Oh, that's really strange, you live down the road from me and we're both going to the same place, and oh, we're both coaches, how, you know, like, thank you universe kind of thing. But over time we've developed this really, really unique and unusual but amazing friendship, and my kids now call him, like, they've adopted him as like part of the family. And you know, if I need to nip out and get something from the shops, I can just call him and he's along in 2 minutes. And he has really stepped in my life and has really given me a lot of support, emotionally, physically, you know, in lots of different ways. And that was the manifestation of that. I do need to highlight what I am and what I have. Good, Ike, good. I'm glad you're having that realisation. Ike says I need to highlight what I am and what I have. Yeah, because when you start focusing on that, what you focus on grows. It's a universal law. It's energy. Like attracts like. What you focus on expands. And if you're focusing on lack, if you're focusing on limitations, that's going to expand. If you're focusing on abundance, limitless opportunities, being a confident, empowered, amazing person, guess what? That's going to expand. And that's really how this works. Good, Ike, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I know what it's like to feel, I know what it's like to feel really trapped and disheartened and just like there's no way out of a situation. You know, you just can't really see an exit strategy. I know what that's like. I lived it for a long time. And I'm telling you, this is the work. This is the work that changes everything. This is the work that changes all of that. I'm just looking over here at the comments. So listen, it's coming to 10:02. Actually, I was going to pull a wee card for us all as like a little group reading, these Gaia cards, and I've got my messages from the angels. So I was going to pull one of these for us. I wanted to do it yesterday, so I'm going to do it and see if there's anything, you know, any direction we can have from these. I set the intention with these cards to help us all on our life purpose, to help us to receive what it is that we are meant to receive, and to have the confidence to just put ourselves out there. So let me pull a card for us all. Oh, that one's back to front. Actually, a lot of them are back to front. I feel like my children might have been touching these. Oh, that's just, oh no, that is one. Right, okay. So, oh, right. That was the one that is the same as the front cover, so that was confusing. So listen, if you've got any questions, if you've got anything to add, put it in here. I hope that this has been helpful for you. And if you're watching the replay, stick a comment in and let me know like what you're thinking. I know it's a little bit of a brain. I wanted to use the F word there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to be respectful. But it's a little bit of a brain bender, put it that way. However, when you just accept this as the way it is, you feel in complete creative control of your life, because you're not now reacting to the circumstances in your life. You're choosing how you want to feel, and then the circumstances are responding to that. Does that make sense? And that's everything. That's everything. And there's so much more to learn around this. There's so much more to say around this subject. And tomorrow, what I want you to do, because I need you to do the work from yesterday and today. I'm going to give you those affirmations, because I know this is a free training. I know that it's, you know, it's not got a high perceived value, and you know, you don't really have to do this work. But I want you to just pretend that you've paid a lot of money for this, and that it's the thing that's going to save you and change your life. Because tomorrow we're going to be talking about taking action. And tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to actually start putting some pieces into motion, and we're going to start taking some actions, because I know that you have the thing that you need to do is within you right now, and you're avoiding it, or you're not feeling worthy of it, or you're just not doing it out of fear. And doing these affirmations and doing that clearing work yesterday is setting up the right atmosphere and the right environment for you to be able to take action and start receiving, right? And start creating what you want as well as helping others. So please take the time and do this work. It's fun. And also you can take this with you throughout your whole life, by the way. Like, this isn't just after today you stop, or tomorrow or whenever. You can actually use this as many times as you want in as many different areas. And in fact, I do daily affirmations. I've actually recorded affirmations and have them on my phone. I do daily journaling. I pull cards daily. I keep myself in a space where I'm in alignment with what I want, and that I'm able to take actions that might on the outside look scary or might be scary, bold actions, but I trust because it's the guidance that I'm being given. And I think when we can really trust ourselves and trust our own guidance, everything changes, because you do have the answers. You know what you need to do. No one else knows what you need to do but you. Right, there's one that's popped up. So I'm going to choose this one. What is it? What is it? What is it? Evolution. I love this. Right, here we go. So this is for you if you're watching live and if you're in a replay. So this is evolution. And it's earth changes, climate change, transformation, right? And when I saw this, instantly I thought of the chakras, but I also thought of alignment. Because remember I was telling you, it's like feelings. So it's like thoughts, feelings, and actions all lining up, right? Because this is what has to happen. You can't really have one without the other. And just the power that comes from that, and the light that's going to radiate from you. Evolution, if you have been here, then you know there will have been a shift in the past couple of days. If you've been learning stuff that you wouldn't normally think about, you wouldn't normally apply to your life, an evolution of your desires, an evolution in your life, and transformation. So this work really is transformational, and I think this card today is really just putting that into, like it's basically just reaffirming that. It's reaffirming that this is transformational work. This is, alignment. And when you put those three pieces together, this is what happens. Evolution. Evolution of your desires, evolution of your reality, evolution of the world effectively, because here's the thing, right? If you keep yourself playing small, this isn't just about you, this is about you're not impacting the people that you're here to impact. Everything has a knock-on effect. So like IK, if I take you for example, you have the desire to do this creative learning space with these people. Like, how's that going to impact their life? And the thing is, by not doing the thing that's a deep-seated desire within you, you're actually not living out your purpose and your potential, the things that you're here to do. Your desires are indicators of your purpose and what you're actually here to do. And the more that you say no to them, the more painful it becomes. There's a law of life where if you're not evolving, right, if you're not growing, you're actually shrinking. So as soon as you've stopped living your purpose, and if we relate this to nature, like once leaves and plants have stopped, being purposeful in this world, they wilt and they die and they fall off the trees and they go back into the ground and they are repurposed. So the thing is, you're either going one way or the other. Exactly, IK, that's it. You're either going one way or the other. You're either evolving, and you are either living your life purpose, contributing to this world, contributing to the life of others, creating your own success, or you're not. You're going to just shrink. And I believe that a lot of illness, depression, I believe that actual physical illnesses and things like that, a lot of them are caused, I don't say a lot of them, like all of them, it's a belief I have, is caused in the mind first. And a lot of it is because you're not living out your true purpose, you're not living out your true potential. It's you're repressing what's trying to be expressed through you, because that's why we're here. We're here as an expression of universal energy so that we can keep this universe growing and expanding. The universe is always expanding, and our purpose is on the physical plane is to keep expanding and growing. And if you're not doing that and not taking these leaps and not taking these actions, then you're going the other way. The universe, the world is you're going to shrink, you know what I mean? Just without sounding too morbid. So, evolution. I love this card. Well, let's do one from the messages from your angels and see what they have to say. But I hope this is helping you. I hope this is resonating with you. I know I've been talking. I'm going to actually sign off in a minute because it's been an hour. And I know that it's a long time. I appreciate those of you that have stayed on for the hour. Thank you so much for that. So go and do your affirmations tonight, your statements of I am, you know, what it is you want to create right now, and focus on some ways that you can start accessing the feelings of abundance, of freedom, of love, of happiness and joy right now, right? Regardless of what's happening. Right, let's see if the angels have something to complement this. Opal, your children on earth and heaven are happy and well and cared by God. Cared for by God and the angels. So this is one to complement this, right? I'm holding it up here until I can see it on the screen. Right, so to me, this is actually more about you're the child of the earth. You know what I mean? This is actually more about we are children of the earth. We are children of the universe. And the universe is looking after us, and that our purpose here is to be happy and well. And that is the truth. Our life purpose is to be happy, is to be joyful, is to joyously create our own life experience. And yes, we live things that we don't want. Yes, bad things happen to us and in this world. But I believe that that's for the purpose of expansion, because how would you know what you want if you haven't experienced the opposite of it? You don't know. Yeah, Ike, yes. Thank you, Kaylee. Thanks, Hilary. So that's what I'm getting from this. I'm getting that actually we are the children and that we are the ones that our life purpose is to be happy and healthy. If you have a different message that you can take from that, then that's good. But when you do it with that and that, in fact, when I mix it with this card as well, what I see is that our children, the evolution, when we step into our life, when we step into what we're supposed to be doing, when we are abundant and prosperous, our children impact from that as well. And I have 3 children. I don't know if any of you have children, but they see us as their role model. When we create and align our thoughts and beliefs with what we want, we're teaching our children to do the same. We're teaching generations and generations of children to think and to live like this, and it's healing the planet is what it's doing. So that's what I get from that, and I love it. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, if you have anything, pop it in the box. I'm here. Come and engage in the group. You know, like, this can be a sort of community where we're all helping each other, lifting each other up. Tell us what some of your desires are. I love the fact, Kaylee, that you're like, 3,000 now. Amazing. Get to that 3,000. Show yourself you can do that. But you might find that in the journey to that 3,000, actually it's 10, it's 20. You do you know what I mean? The universe can give you so much more than what you can put your limitations. When you limit the amount of money you make, the universe is saying, oh, I had 20,000 for you. You know? So, you know, work towards that, but at the same time, I want you to stay open to possibilities. So don't make that, you know, the goal that is the very end result. Say, this or better, universe, 3,000 or better, 3,000 or better. And you want it consistently, and you want it in a way that is joyful, and that is in alignment with who you are, right? So that I actually have that as one of the affirmations I'm going to give you, so use them. But thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about action. So we're going to actually be looking at taking actions towards bringing these manifestations and making changes now, because as you know, this isn't just about sitting in a hilltop and being like, oh. This is about, we're in a physical world, we're here to create, we're here to evolve and to express our gifts into the world. That's what we're here to do. So we need to actually get to work on that and actually do it. So if anything comes to you tonight, any insights, actions that you think you should be taking, write it down and we can talk about it tomorrow. So it's going to be good. And thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, post them in and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. I forgot, I need to stop it. I'm trying to stop it on there. I need to stop it around here. Bye.